Hey there guys, how are you today, and welcome to my preview of the 2017 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Yes, the final race of the 2017 season, and I would say it's been a pretty decent season on reflection, although I don't think the rule changes have played a big part in that. I don't think they've particularly helped. So yeah, let's get into previewing the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So yes, of course, both championships are done. You know, Mercedes are Constructors Champions and Lewis Hamilton is Drivers Champion for 2017, but there's a few things to play for still, and there's no reason why it can't be a great race. Brazil was a good race, why can't this one? So now let's get into all the teams, and I'll give you my opinion. So in the Mercedes team, Hamilton will want to finish the season on a high, following two tough weekends in Mexico and Brazil. I guess winning the championship has sort of overshadowed that, but he's had two difficult weekends where he's had to do a lot of fighting from the back. Obviously, he did well at that in Brazil, not to win Mexico. You know, he did win the championship there. And I guess he'll want to do well in Abu Dhabi. It's a good chance to do it. He tends to do well there, and will be confident again. While Bottas was pretty underwhelming in Brazil, in my opinion, he should have been able to win that race. Like, I feel if Hamilton would have been on pole with Vettel beside him, he would have been able to win. And yeah, Bottas could still grab P2 in the World Championship. Of course, that's Mercedes' aim, but Vettel would have to DNF and Bottas would have to win. So I would say that is fairly unlikely. Obviously, if Vettel DNFs and you've got a Mercedes 1-2, then that's easily possible. But I guess he needs a strong performance to get some confidence before the start of next season. Moving on to Ferrari, both drivers had good races in Brazil. Of course, Vettel winning the Grand Prix and Raikkonen also being on the podium and holding off Hamilton at the end. And they will both want to repeat this type of performance again in Abu Dhabi. And I guess we have to have a reminder of how good they've been this year. They could have won the championship this year quite easily, especially drivers. Just one or two little errors towards, like, in the Asian part of the season, Singapore and Japan and Malaysia. That's where it all went wrong for them, in my opinion. And yeah, it'd be good for them to end the season like they started, on the top of the podium. So, but of course it would be nice to see Kimi Raikkonen win the race. I think we can all agree. Now the championship is over, come on, let's let Kimi win. So now Red Bull. So their supply for engines, Renault, having to reduce power to increase reliability. So of course that's some terrible news for Red Bull in this race. Hopefully next season that won't be an issue for them. However, overall they've had pretty good pace recently, the Red Bull team, and I reckon the final sector of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix Yas Marina circuit should suit their car, and I reckon they'll be in the fight for the podium. But I think, assuming a clean race for the front runners like Hamilton, Vettel, Bottas and Raikkonen, I don't think Red Bull are going to be in the fight for the win, but I reckon they'll be in the fight for the podium. Although you can never tell, it's F1, anything can happen. Now, Force India, so going to the midfield now. Of course, there's still lots of speculation about them changing their name. I don't know, tell me what you think they'll be called for next season. Force India, Force One, a few other names I've heard. Could they go back to Jordan or Spiker? I don't know, tell me what you think in the comments. Although, if I'm honest, I don't really care what they're called, as long as they keep up their performances. That's my honest opinion. We'll be pretty relaxed this weekend, considering we've got very little now to fight for in the championship now that their P4 in the constructors is confirmed. Hopefully a good scrap between the two drivers. That would be something I would love to see, and I think you would too. Moving on now to Williams. So it's going to be Massa's final ever F1 race, assuming no comeback. Lots of rumours about Kubica for next season. Apparently he's now going to be doing the tyre test after the race, alongside Sergei Sorokin and Lance Stroll. So it'll be interesting to see how Kubica does and who will end up there next season. And as for Stroll, he will want a strong end to the season to make up for the poor race in Brazil. And as for Felipe Massa, I believe tomorrow I have got a video coming out all about him. So yes, you guys will hopefully enjoy that. Now, Toro Rosso. So it's been confirmed that Gasly and Hartley will be there in 2018. Of course, it's been hard to judge their performances in these last few races because of all the reliability issues they've been having, and of course this is the last race of the Toro Rosso Renault partnership, which has been there for a few years now. and they are in the fight for the constructors in P6, and you know they should be able to hold on, in my opinion, to P6, because the teams they're fighting will only be in the lower end of the points, so the chances of such a big swing of 6 points, I reckon, could be unlikely. But we have to see how that one goes. Now moving on to Renault, of course they're also suffering from this reduced power that I talked about earlier, and it was pretty close between their drivers in Brazil, with Hulkenberg getting the better of Sainz. And if they're going to get P6, they really need both drivers to have a strong result. And I do think both drivers are obviously 100% capable of that. Now the Haas team, a really tough race for them in Brazil, and need a dramatic improvement if they're going to get past Toro Rosso to be in P6. And yeah, in general, I would say the season has been pretty shocking for them, to be honest. I think you guys would agree there haven't been many good moments for the Haas team. I don't know what's been their best moment. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Nothing that stands out. Probably my standout moment for their whole time in F1 was their first race, Australia 2016, with Grosjean getting a good amount of points. That's my standout moment for them. But yeah, hopefully next season they'll do better. Now McLaren Honda, the final race with the Honda partnership, at least for now. And that's quite a historic partnership, which has been on and off obviously over the years. And this latest edition of it, these last few years, has been pretty shit. I think that's maybe a bit of a rude way of saying it, but it's true. Alonso has had a couple of good races, I would say, and of course we want to get another one. And Van Dorn also needs a strong end to the season. Why not? For confidence next year. And yet, on a side note, Alonso did do a test in a Toyota Le Mans car in this past week. I think he was in Bahrain doing that, so maybe he'll be in Le Mans in 2018. So something to talk about on my channel in May or something, around then, whenever Le Mans is. So yes, that could be exciting to see if Alonso can win that. Finally, Sauber. Still not sure who will be there next season. There's lots of rumours going around Alfa Romeo and to do with them and potential drivers that'll be at Sauber next season. So people like Giovinazzi, Leclerc, we don't know what's happened to Verline, and they'll be hoping to fight for minor points this weekend if there's a high attrition rate in the race. So you can't tell, but we know they're going to be P10 in the championship. So now let's get on to my predictions before I round off the video. So pole position is going to be Sebastian Vettel, in my opinion, and I reckon he's going to win the race as well. I think now the pressure is off. I don't think Hamilton will be on form as much this weekend, and I think it's there for Vettel to take, to be honest, the whole thing. But I'm going to say Hamilton will be in P2, Bottas P3, Daniel Ricciardo P4, Max Verstappen P5, Felipe Massa P6 on his final ever F1 race, P7 Kimi Raikkonen, P8 Fernando Alonso, P9 Carlos Sainz, and P10 Esteban Ocon. So yes, guys, tell me your predictions in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys for my review of the 2017 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.